Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm the new host, Pixel Steve. You've heard of me. They've spoken of me highly before in the past.
Nope, no one knows you.
But, what?
You are the guy that is apparently good at using other people's voices that are somewhat popular on this network. Somewhat.
That's a lot of quotes.
Look, I don't want to get
buddy
in.
foo-foo
I don't want people to misquote me, but that guy's kind of a jerk.
Huh.
Kind of a jerk.
Well.
But since you're new, you might want to tell everybody who you are.
Hi, my name's Dirt. I used to wear a mask, now I don't.
Weird.
Yeah, I know. I feel kind of naked.
Weird.
You know? But, you know, I did...
Oh, wait, we're supposed to clap.
I did get my hair cut, you know, so...
Is this...
Now you can see how thin my hair is on
a
top.
mask
Balding.
wearing anonymous? You said, hello, my name is Dirt. I used to wear a mask. Good job, man.
So...
Get your one-day coin.
So now I'm face nudist, and I'm new to the whole face nudity thing. And
looking for friends.
You know, I did used to have a big beard too, and I've shaved it down to the goatee, so it is like, you know, pretty naked facially. How it goes. If I take off the glasses, whoa, I'm like totally exposed.
And blind.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not completely. I can. There's the camera. Where's? Oh man. All right. So welcome to the Video Game Losers Show, episode 13. Lucky number 13, huh?
Yeah, that's me playing it.
Huh?
Level 13.
Yeah, and by the way, you uploaded 12. You didn't put the audio version up on Podbean and into iTunes, and people were freaking out.
As in one person.
Actually, two people.
And they were brothers.
Maybe they were twin brothers from different mothers.
Whatever.
So, but anyway, welcome to the show. Now that we're 12 minutes into the show, I guess we can finally get started here. Start off segment 1 here with news from the gaming world. Some of the stuff that you want to talk about. Or don't. It really doesn't matter.
Let's do it. Why not?
Let's see. PlayStation 3 has now added the Play Memories Studio.
What is that?
To their PlayStation 3. This is a complete video editing program on the PlayStation 3. Allows you to take photographs, video clips, piece them together, do some color changing, some focus editing. You can zoom in, zoom out on certain portions of it. You can do voiceovers. You can add text on top, and then you can output the whole thing as a video. So, if you're one of those people that has, like the PlayStation Eye camera, you know, before you could record little videos and throw them up on YouTube, but now you can actually use that to record your videos. You can actually import, you know, AVI files, MPEG files. If you've got a Sony camera that does the AVCHD files, you can throw those on there. So
that's got to be very annoying to edit through a PlayStation 3.
But, you know, if you don't have a very good computer, then, you know, it's $15 bucks.
Then welcome to the 2000s, okay? Go down to Walmart, take a couple $100 with you, your PlayStation 3.
Yeah, but, you know, some people, all they have is like their iPhone or their Android phone and then their game consoles.
Anyway, welcome to 2000. You might want to go and get yourself some internets, and welcome to the real world, okay? Just saying.
So anyway.
You should have one.
That is available.
Use your grandma's. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Grandma's got one?
Always.
Huh. Let's see here. Xbox 360, as it turns out, a new survey from coming through Microsoft, basically from Microsoft themselves,
liars,
say that more than half of the time people spend on Xbox Live is spent watching videos and listening to music, not actually gaming. The system is used more as an entertainment hub than it is an actual gaming machine.
Oh, no. What they're doing is trying to find free stuff, because when you have played all your games and you got nothing left, you're going to be on there looking for something free to do.
Well, they said Xbox 360, of course, already has Hulu, Netflix, YouTube, Zune, Last.fm, and others. But today, or I guess several days ago, because this is going to air on Monday, they're adding MLB TV, HBO Go, and Comcast Xfinity TV. Which actually I'll have to try out, because I've got Comcast. So I'm going to see if I can use that.
I don't get it. What's the point of that?
What do you mean, what's the point of what?
The Comcast Xfinity.
I think it's, you can use your 360 in place of a cable box for like on-demand type stuff. So you can pull it up and get to your on-demand movies and TV shows?
When it's already connected to your main TV, which is already connected to your...
Yeah, but if you move it into your bedroom, which may just have like the little digital converter box that doesn't do all that interactive stuff.
Is that where you play your games, in your bedroom?
Yeah.
Dirty.
I play a lot of games in my bedroom.
I know, man. Full frontal, right in
you know
the
what I'm
room. Front room.
No.
Don't even care.
With the curtains open, huh?
The curtains open.
I always game with the curtains open right next to the window.
Hoping the Jehovah's Witnesses come through.
Can I talk to you about... Oh, dear Lord.
Or a politician. Vote for me. Never mind. Don't need your vote. Don't need your vote.
Vote for the other guy. All right. Battlefield 3. Big update on the PS3 came recently. They're rolling it out to PC later on. One of the big updates, though, is they are adding the rent-a-server ability on the PlayStation 3. You can now rent your own personal server through their service.
Wow, that's smart.
$1.49 for a day, $6.99 for a week, $24.99 for a month, or $64.99 for 3 months, 90 days.
That is smart.
Which is actually, that's a pretty good price. To control your own server is a pretty big deal for a lot of these online games.
Well, those clans don't have to go searching for off-site hosting, so that's smart.
Yeah.
Good job.
And they guarantee a robust and stable experience. So whatever that means.
Okay.
That's kind of a marketing gimmick. But, you know, so I mean, there's a new multiplayer map, you know, I mean.
That reminds me, I need to install my Battlefield 3 and play it. I bought that game and I was like, oh my god, I love Battlefield 2 so much. And then I got 3 and I just haven't even installed it yet. It's just sitting there on my desk, still wrapped up.
How long ago did you buy it?
I got it for Christmas.
And what month is this?
This is not Christmas. This is going to be April.
This is going to be April when this show airs. So April,
4 months ago,
for Christmas game.
I'm behind. I'm not going to be high ranked. I can tell you that. I'm going to get shot up like crazy.
I just bought Heavy Rain for the PlayStation 3 this past week.
Really?
Yeah, it was $10 at Toys R Us, so I went ahead and picked it up. That was a $60 game, like what, 3 months ago?
Hey, I'm still like just a quarter of the, maybe about a third of the way through Fable 3, and then I was at GameStop. Oh, why did I go there? But they have the game for like $7.99 now, and I was looking at it like, oh my god! By the time I really was gonna play this game, I could have just bought it for $8 instead of.
You paid the $60 when it came out, didn't you?
No, well, I went to like half.com and I got it for like $40 something when it came out. So you know, whatever, but. It sat on my shelf, sat there, and now I go play it. I'm like, great, $8 now. I should probably wait until I know I'm going to play a game before I buy it.
Well, you know, because it used to be the games, they had a limited span on the market, and then they were gone, and you just couldn't find them. And that really doesn't happen anymore. There are a few games like Heavenly Sword that doesn't seem to show up.
All your RPGs are going to be impossible. All the Koei games, impossible. Anything else, they're going to be... If it's a sport game, don't even look at it for 4 years, okay?
All right. Another Kickstarter video game project, this time Auditorium 2 Duet.
It's better this time.
They were looking for a goal of $60,000, which they hit. Now $67,000 and change. So the game is a go for iOS and PC. I don't know if you ever played the first one.
Nope, never heard of it.
It was a pretty interesting concept. The idea was you had these beams of light moving across the screen, and you had these like boxes, and if the light moved into the box and filled it up, then it started to make music. So there were different boxes placed around the screen, and you had to move these little like gravity wells around to warp the light so it would go through the different boxes, so it would play all the sounds together to build this giant game.
Where do you find these games?
What do you mean?
You're always talking about some random game that no one ever heard of.
I play a lot of random games that nobody else hears of.
Do you go to Yahoo and type in random games no one knows, and then hit the button and?
That's the name of my blog. You aren't reading my blog?
Just play the first.
Wait, you're not reading my random games that nobody knows. .tumblr.com blog?
I'm sorry, or your GeoCities account? No,
it's on my homestead.
I said Yahoo. I'm sorry, I meant Google, because of course you are a Google supporter.
I am a Google supporter. I like the Evil Empire. Well, the other Evil Empire that's not Apple or Microsoft. Huh. Although Amazon's working their way up. And Amazon adds email. then it's on.
Yeah, but no one hates Amazon.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Like,
they got to work on it.
They're like a giant that's like creeping. Like they're like everybody knows they're there, but they're like in the shadows. Like
yeah, but nobody
we're cool.
Nobody likes Amazon and nobody hates Amazon. You know, it's just kind of like meh.
I like Amazon because they always like for no reason have the most random deals that you can't believe or exist, and their shipping is great. So you know what? They're okay. I'm okay with Amazon.
Yeah. Nice folks. Good people. Good people. Big hearts. PlayStation Home is adding a bunch of new games. Now, most people don't think of PlayStation Home as a gaming destination. It's usually thought of that random thing that automatically installs itself on your PS3 that you can't get rid of.
Takes a long time to load.
But they are adding, let's see, here they're adding Cutthroat's Battle for Black Powder Cove, which is a persistent and perpetual game of maritime combat, where you work as the captain or a gunner on a pirate ship. Then the next one they're going to be adding is No Man's Land, a third-person shooter set in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. And then Mercia, due this summer, multiplayer fantasy RPG. All of these games are free to play. No Man's Land will be a freemium game, meaning it's free to play, but if you want to buy the good armor and the good weapons, you can pay like the, $2.99 or 99 cents, whatever, for the upgrades.
You know what I want from them? I don't want to go. I do not want to log into Home. I don't want to wait for all the dumb stuff to load and have to install the crap on my PS3. I just want them to give me on my game submenu the games. I just click them and I can play them. That's it.
You don't want to do the alternate reality.
I don't want to have to walk around and then like wait for everything to load and have a bunch of people talking about random things that no one cares about. I don't want that. That's stupid. And not only that, but it takes up too much time. It loads like crap. Like,
well, I think once you go in and you find the game and you play it, then it will appear in your list. Like you can make it one of your automatically travel to frequented.
Look, I don't want an Easter egg hunt for it. Okay, just put it on my menu. Jeez.
Make games. Why do they make me play games to play games?
I don't want to play Sims to go play one of these games. Okay, it's a crappy version of Sims. That's all it is.
Well, now we know your opinion.
Well,
we know what you're thinking.
I uninstall.
Knowing is half the battle.
Uninstall on mine. That's all I'm saying.
I still go in every so often.
I don't.
I bought the Tron apartment. So every so often, I just like to go in, sit on the bench.
You paid for it?
Oh yeah, it was like $2.99 or something.
You're dumb.
Anyway,
dumb. You got a problem.
I just sit on the couch and stare out the window, watch the light cycle.
You got a disease. You need to go and talk to somebody about that.
Yeah, I'm wearing my Flynn's arcade shirt.
The fact that you were so insane about Tron that you went into Home and bought a fake apartment. What's that say?
And well worth the $2.99.
What's that say?
It says I'm awesome.
So can I come over?
Yeah. Join me in Home. You can come have a seat.
Oh, yeah, great.
All right, Transformers Fall of Cybertron coming to retailers August 28th. This is going to be the next, big budget full game. We talked before about the game based on Transformers Prime coming to DS, 3DS, and Wii.
Wait, stop. We saw the previews for this at Toy Fair.
How was it?
It's great. It's actually going to be way better than the first one. Voicing is still great and perfect. And of course, this one's going to feature the Bruticus, which you will be able to control and play as. And they showed in-gameplay footage of them doing it. And we saw this back in February. And they're like, you can't talk about this, you can't tell anybody, but here, we're going to show you playing it. And I forgot about it, but now you bring it back up. Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, it says it's the same team that did War for Cybertron, which was the last really big one.
But it's better than that for sure. It's going to be way better. It looks bigger.
The images that they show, of course, of the Transformers look really good. I mean, the graphics look fantastic. The robot designs look great. So, I mean, August 28th, that's kind of a far way off, but it's definitely something to look forward to.
Look, man, they were playing in February, and it looked done. So, if they need more time to fine-tune it, it's going to be even better.
I wonder if that's for, like, multiplayer and stuff that they're adding onto it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was cool because they showed the Bruticus, and they showed all the, all the different pieces, and then they would combine, and then you can control them individually, or the big whole Bruticus itself.
Well, that's cool.
Very neat.
Sounds good. Up next, SimCity. The new version of SimCity coming out will require a persistent internet connection in order to play. Now, it is coming from EA. EA has their online game system called Origin, which is similar to Steam, but it's only for EA games. They said that they will sell it through other avenues besides Origin, so you're not going to have to go to Origin in order to purchase it.
Can I just get on Steam?
But you have to install Origin and be logged into it in order for the game to run.
Oh, come on.
Now, part of this is because they are working on internet-dependent features like a global economy, multiplayer regional impact, where you can, you know, have different neighbors and what they're doing in their country can affect your country and lead you whether or not you want to go to war, things like that. So,
we can go to war now, huh?
So they do, well, I think like economic war, like with the way you're going to trade, commerce, and stuff like that. But regardless, it does say it will require an always-on internet connection.
Whatever. Look, it's the 2000s. People should have that. Hey, you know the best part about, I haven't played Sims since Sims 4, I guess, and not really SimCity. So I'm kind of
not Sims, SimCity,
right? I'm kind of looking forward to playing SimCity again because I used to love the crap out of that game.
You know, and the thing is, like with SimCity and Civilization, I've tried newer versions of them, and other than like Civilization Revolution, I really don't care for the new ones as much. I like the old versions that were, you know, like this square is your city. You know, this square is.
Are you talking like Super Nintendo versions, like the old,
or the old PC versions from like, you know, '94?
I think Sims 3 was really good. Sims 4 was good too.
You mean SimCity? Not, you keep saying Sims.
Look, man, it's the original Sims, okay?
You know, Sim Ant is unparalleled gameplay.
Look,
in the Sim universe.
Sim Ant was fun for no reason. Like, it was the dumbest game ever, but for some reason you couldn't stop playing it. Bring Sim Ant back.
But for a while they were doing way too many Sim games. Sim Copter, Sim House,
Sim Tower,
Sim Elevator Shaft,
Sim Isle, Sim Earth. Yeah.
Got a little weird.
A little much.
And I did get Sims 3 on the 3DS, and it's one of those where I played through the tutorial and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, you know, this isn't too bad. And then as soon as the tutorial was over, I had no idea what I was doing. Alright, up next. The next PlayStation, some details have been released. This one is internally called Orbis.
What?
Yeah, Orbis is the internal name for it, which, you know, those names often change. You know, the GameCube was originally named Dolphin, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But Orbis could stick, because right now they do have the Vita, which is the, you know, handheld system. The Latin Orbis Vitae, which is where Vita comes from, is the phrase which means the circle of life. So maybe Orbis will stay. But right now, it's being planned for holiday 2013. So you might see something at E3 next year kicking it off.
Oh, you definitely will.
It's going to have an AMD 64-bit CPU and an AMD Southern Islands GPU.
Oh, good. I hate the northern ones.
Yeah, like, I saw that and I'm like, oh, right, Southern Islands.
Like, do we even care what's inside of it? Show me some games on it. Let me see how it looks. I don't care what you put in it.
But they're saying that the GPU will be capable of processing games of a resolution of 4096 by 2160.
Okay.
Which is like what, 4 times? No, well, 2 point whatever times the current HD TV sets.
Whatever.
So, I don't know. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, let me see a game. Let me see a game.
New games, all new games will be available on Blu-ray and download. So you will not be forced to go to the store and buy.
You have to be quiet. Okay, go play with that. Don't lose it.
Should I just start over?
No, just keep talking. I'll cut it.
New games will be available on both Blu-ray and download on the PlayStation Network. So you're no longer forced to actually go out and buy a physical copy if you don't want to. If you do buy a physical copy, it will link to your PSN account and become downloadable. So if you lose your physical copy, you can download it off the network.
Which means they're going to screw you by not being able to sell it as used.
Aha! Yes, they are working on the technology to link every physical copy to your PlayStation Network account, meaning you cannot resell it.
What does that mean, working on the technology? They already do that kind of stuff.
Well, basically the idea is there's going to be, well, there are several different rumors about how it's going to work, but basically there's going to be a code, generated when they finalize each disc. And when you go to put the game in your system, it looks for that code, and it locks that code to your PlayStation Network account. Therefore, if someone else takes the game and puts it in their system, it will tell them that they have to log out and you have to log in order to play it.
Well, it looks like we only have a couple more years left. Use video game stores. Get the best out of it.
So, yeah.
Man, what a bunch of jerks.
Well, that's the same thing that Xbox is working on also. The Xbox, codenamed Durango, is working for that same type of technology.
Yeah, Durango.
Durango.
Or jerks. Look, I mean, I shouldn't be too upset. They've done this with the PC gaming market pretty much already. It's been pretty much desolated. You can't buy, you can hardly, let me say, you can barely buy a game and resell it anymore. Most of them link to accounts, but I gotta say, them doing this to console gaming is ridiculous.
Well, there are some rumors.
They better drop the prices like crazy low.
Yeah. Some people seem, let's see, blah, 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 blah. If you decide to trade that disc in, the pre-owned customer picking it up will be limited in what they can do. While our sources were unclear on how exactly the pre-owned customer side of things would work, it's believed that used games would be limited to a trial mode or some other form of content restriction, with consumers having to pay a fee to unlock or register the full game. This would allow used games to continue to be sold at outlets such as GameStop, while also appeasing major publishers who would no longer have to implement their own haphazard approaches to online passes.
Why the hell would you buy a game that you play in demo mode? You know what I mean? Like, you better give me that game and let me play it in demo mode.
Maybe you want to try it out. You're going to pay the $4 to GameStop for the disc to go home and
the $60 for a new copy or $54.95 for a used copy, so you can get a demo. No, that is ridiculous.
Well, I mean, that would kill GameStop's resale market there.
They'd be shutting stores down. Thanks.
Shutting you down too.
Well, here's the thing though. I will still sell old games. GameStop will only go with the new stuff, so they'll have to change their business model. They'll have to close their stores. Like, there'll be no reason for you to go to physically walk into a GameStop anymore.
Well, yeah, because you'd still want those old Xbox games, Nintendo 64 games.
But they don't carry this.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, and they're already kind of switching over to downloadable content off their websites and stuff like that. So, I mean, as I see it, GameStop only has a couple more years.
GameStop is going to become like a kiosk at the mall.
Right.
I mean, you're going to walk up, you're going to scan your Android device, it'll deduct the $34.99 and send the code out to the cloud to unlock it, so then when you get home, it's installed and ready to play. And that's going to be the only thing GameStop's going to be good for. You're
going to be like Netflix in it. Or, I'm sorry, what's that?
OnLive?
The Red Box. You know what I mean? That's what's going to be them.
No. Well, I mean, what are you going to do? You got to get with the times. Markets change. You know, the thing is, it sounds
business, Sony.
Yeah, I know. This sounds bad for the people who sell used games. But at the same time, the car sounded really bad to the guys who made horseshoes. I mean, there is a certain point where you just got to move with the time.
Except for the guy who made horseshoes, he got screwed. He doesn't have a job anymore.
Well, then he learned how to do something else, like make bullets. You know? I mean, your skills can be used in other ways.
So you're saying, don't be upset. You can just get a different job. Thanks.
Well, you can make...
McDonald's always hiring, right?
Violent weapons of mass destruction. And I mean, who doesn't like those?
No, you can't do anything like that anymore. Times are changing. You can't do anything. I can make balloon animals. That's about it.
You cannot make balloon animals.
Welcome to my balloon animal store.
You personally cannot make balloon animals.
I can make a snake.
You can make a snake and scrambled eggs. Look, kids. Scrambled eggs.
Every time. Get them.
All right. Next up, used game store Game in the UK, which is basically their version of GameStop.
Right.
They've been facing a lot of problems, facing possible bankruptcies and things like that. Well, they've gone into administration, which basically means it's a step before bankruptcy, trying to restructure before they go in there. And because of that, Stores can no longer offer refunds or exchanges, and they can no longer accept gift cards that have already been paid.
Oh, that's harsh.
These are, let's see, stores in Ireland and England, in the UK. Because of this, of course, people are getting upset.
What if you bought a gift certificate the day before they announced this? Like, how mad would you be?
Yeah. Well, right now they are saying that this is an inconvenience. It's a temporary situation. But they've had to post notices saying aggressive, threatening, abusive, or violent behavior will not be tolerated because apparently there have been lots of threats.
Oh, yeah. Best believe.
Their retail outlets are getting vandalized on a regular basis. And, you know, employees are getting laid off. So
you don't screw with people's games, all right?
I mean, yes, it sucks, but on the other hand, when your company is failing and you go into something like administration, which they hope will only last for a couple weeks and then they can come out of it, you know, I mean, there's nothing they can do. Like, it's the law, basically, that says that they can't do these things. They basically have to lock down.
I understand no refunds. Exchanges, though, if you sell a broken copy game, I better get a replacement. You just take one out of inventory. There's no loss there.
Well,
that doesn't make any sense. And gift cards.
Well, wait, no.
That's
Here's the reason why. It's the UK. That's where Chris Vent lives, and so therefore everything's messed up and wrong.
It is backwards.
Because those people, look, we left them for a reason. Like, we called that Mayflower our escape hatch. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Like, we were getting away from something, and now you know what it was. I mean, phew.
Good reference. Good point.
You know,
Mayflower stands for freedom.
And April showers. All right, Silicon Knights was a Canadian game developer known for games like Too Human and Eternal Darkness. Sure. They basically made news because they got a grant from the Canadian government. They were going to give them a bunch of money in order to help them produce their games, and you know, basically just to help Canadian industry. They let 45 people from their studio go, which made a lot of people upset. You got this grant from the government, why are you laying off workers? Well, Silicon Knights basically stepped up and they said, we never got the money. The Canadian government said they were going to give us this grant. We said, great. We started to develop things, and then the Canadian government just never followed up.
Oh, man.
And they would call and be like, hey, man, what's going on with that money? And they go, your money? Oh, yeah, it's right. So,
how bogus is that? And what kind of games are they developing? How to say A? Like what kind of games? Is it like history games, maybe?
You know, there's a reason why we put a border between us and Canada. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these Canadian... Oh, no, here's what it is. Canada is still bowing down to the Queen. They're still part of the British Empire. I bet you didn't know that. Their Vice Chancellor, Supreme Chancellor, Emperor Palpatine, whoever it is that runs Canada, still is beholden to the Queen of England. And, as I said, that's where Chris Vent lives, and that's why everything's messed up.
Oh, so it's like UK Part 2.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Canada's all messed up. That freaky neighbor lives in the attic that nobody trusts.
And they lie about money.
And they lie about money. Jerks. All right. True Crime Hong Kong was one of those games that was canceled. It went into development hell, basically disappeared, and everybody wondered what the heck happened to it. Well, apparently, it's now coming back. Sleeping Dogs is the working title for the game right now, and it's basically, they just took the True Crime Hong Kong game that they were working on, took out the names of all the people from the True Crime series, which is the dude and his dog, as far as I know, and now they're going to re-release it on a new system, and it looks pretty good, actually.
There was a dog?
Yeah, wasn't that in True Crime?
You're thinking Dead to Rights.
Oh, I am thinking Dead to Rights. You're right. True Crime wasn't that dude at all.
True Crime was in L.A. and New York.
Yeah, well, their Hong Kong version is now its own game. And it looks pretty slick, I have to say. You should probably play some of this video.
It's Grand Theft Auto. Whatever.
It's more race focused.
Yeah, I'm not into that at all.
Street racing, drift racing. It's like Ridge Racer with guns. Hey. So you can go, Ridge Racer! And then shoot somebody.
I hate driving games.
Really?
Yeah. I can stand them in like, Grand Theft Auto style game or Saints Row, driving, fine. You gotta get somewhere. I mean, you're still in the car. It's gotta move, right? But I don't want to race.
Yeah, but check this out. Let's see. Where's that? Dude on the motorcycle. Watch the dude on the motorcycle. He jumps and hijacks a car. Jump from vehicle to vehicle, hijacking? Come on, that looks awesome. Well, anyway, Sleeping Dogs. Look it up. Looks like it's going to be fun.
Boring.
2 more stories.
Oh.
Browser Quest is a new game from the Mozilla Foundation, the people who make Firefox. It's basically a new game built in HTML5 and JavaScript, which means any browser that can handle that, like browsers on iOS, on Android, on your PC, on your Mac. I don't know if the new one on the PlayStation 3 handles it or not. I'll have to check it out. But basically, you create a character, you log in, and then it will be persistent throughout all your logins on all your different devices. Because it's in HTML5, it scales itself to your screen. So you play on a little screen or you play on a giant monitor hooked up to your computer, it's going to look the same. And it's going to look like it was made for that resolution display.
It is essentially a Super Nintendo inspired RPG similar to like a Link's Awakening.
Yeah, it's powered by something called WebSockets, a new technology that enables better server to browser communication back and forth. Browser Quest has just been made basically as a tech demo. I mean, there's a game there. It's not really deep, but it does allow for a lot of online chatting. It's a massively multiplayer online role-playing action game, I guess you could call it. Just a hack and slash type game that you can play online. But, as a tech demo, it's actually a lot of fun. We're playing it earlier. I do like that art style. I mean, it's,
it's
like Terraria
fun,
and all that kind of stuff.
But I mean, I can see that it's possible this game could take off.
But the game, as it says, it's a tech demo. So it's not really meant as a big game release, but it does show a lot of possibilities for where this stuff could go, especially since you would be able to sit at home, play the game on your laptop or your computer, turn it off, grab your cell phone, and be able to pick up where you left off and continue playing your game. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. That's one of the marketing gimmicks behind the Vita. That's why it has the whole 3G wireless functionality built into it with the AT&T data plan, is so that you can do that type of on-the-move gaming. And they're kind of, they're starting with something that doesn't look as cool as, the new Uncharted or something like that. I mean, this does look a lot more basic, but as a baby step
hey, look,
in that direction, being open.
I prefer this version than the new stuff, in a way.
Playing something that's a little simpler when you're on the move.
A Super Nintendo 16-bit graphic style art gaming platform style, to me, is fun and beautiful. I love it. I loved all the Super Nintendo RPGs, and they were simple, but I still can play them right now and feel like it's the same, like I just bought the game because they're that good.
Yeah, a lot of these...
Those were the best days, man. Super Nintendo.
A lot of these free-to-play games I enjoy more than the games I'm paying $60 for this big experience a lot of times on consoles, because it feels like you're getting the same game over and over. You're paying $60 for it. It's just a different coat of paint on the action, but it's basically the same game.
Yep.
Whereas a lot of these games, I still enjoy playing these games, and even the ones that you pay for, like Terraria, to throw that name out again, on its most expensive day, it's $9.99. And a lot of times you get it cheaper than that. Mm-hmm. Which reminds me, I didn't check Steam this week to see what their midweek madness sale was.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to look into it as soon as this is.
I try to stay.
I know it's addictive when you go in there.
Every time they're like, "Here, you can buy everything for $2." I'm like, no.
Yeah, I bought the Quake pack when they had all the Quake games at like 99 cents a piece when you bought the bundle. It's like, all right, here's $15. Give me every game that Quake ever made and every.
So I got like 30 games in my Steam account I haven't even played yet.
And I keep buying those indie bundles and the humble bundles and whatever.
Feel free to just, gift them to me. I'll play them.
Yeah, whatever.
One day.
All right, next up. Final story. Warhammer 40k Dark Millennium multiplayer, massively multiplayer online RPG. Now a single-player game with some multiplayer components. 118 people have been laid off from development of the game.
That's a lot.
THQ basically was working on Dark Millennium Online as their new, big MMO. They were going to push into that area. They basically...
they already have a Warhammer MMO.
Well, they were looking... Well, this is Warhammer 40k. So this is the future. This is Space Marines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were looking for basically a business partner who can handle a lot of the online... running the servers and, watching the code, that type of, whatever stuff. And they just couldn't find one.
Digital River.
They just couldn't work out a deal. So basically they had to cut out the whole massively online part. Just stick with the, just the single player component with some online, maybe you got some co-op and whatever type stuff. But they had 79 full-time employees at Vigil Games in Austin and 39 employees at Relic Entertainment. So some of these other smaller studios that they've snapped up over the years, they've had to cut their workforces basically in order to keep the cost down because they just can't figure out how to do some of these new gaming things.
So you go to work, you make games, life is great, you go the next day, you're fired. Why? Because
we just can't figure out how to do it right.
We can't find anybody who wants to partner with us on our game. 40K, and I gotta say, the Space Marines thing, I hate space games. First of all, I'll just say that. I hate futuristic space stuff. But the 40K series, the Space Marines, all that, I've always loved that.
Space Hulk.
Because it's a mix between the original fantasy with the space, and I don't mind it so bad when it's like that. But if you go straight out like space, get it out of here. I hate it. I'll go fantasy over space every time. Just saying.
Really? Mm-hmm. So you're a big Lord of the Rings fan?
Sure.
Sure.
I love it. It's alright.
Yeah.
It's good.
All right.
Star Wars? Yeah, it's alright.
But that's outer space.
But they treat them like knights with a fantasy twist. So it's kind of, it kind of fits.
I see. All right, well, that does it for news for this week. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to have a rundown of all 10 game releases this week. Worth talking about anyway. And we'll have our one fan corner question.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Guy. So, we'll be right back after this.
Hey, guys. Thank you for watching our videos on the Pop Culture Network. We do hope that you will help support us by visiting shoppcn.com, where you'll find all these amazing toys, comic books, DVDs, video games, random geek goodness, all brought to you at an incredibly great price. Every dollar you spend helps contribute to the Pop Culture Network. Really?
How's it look?
Really?
How's it look on the screen? Does it look creepy?
It looks amazing.
Does it look real?
No, it looks...
I want it to look real.
Like, I'm pretty sure Michael Bay is going to come in here and tell you how to act because it's so good.
It is 99% more awesome than your face.
So good. Anyways, we're back, and we're going to talk about this week's, the first week of April's game releases. And no, it's not April Fool's because this is seriously the list. It's not that big.
For April?
For April.
I thought April was the biggest gaming month of the year.
Apparently, the last week in March is the biggest gaming. So, I'm actually kind of relieved that I don't have to go through a bunch of names I can't pronounce this week.
I think our viewers are relieved that they don't have to sit here for a bunch of random releases.
No, they're good. They get to see, how terrible my English is. So, let's go on with the list as we have it. So, up first for the Wii, we got the first major release of April. It is going to be Xenoblade Chronicles.
Ooh.
So, similar to this, obviously the same storyline,
Xenosaga
and all that.
Yeah.
You're getting your first RPG on the Wii of the Xeno series. And, guess what? If it's the same world, same deal. Same fantasy, sci-fi...
it's the exact same story. It's same characters.
No, it's not
same artwork.
It's a new storyline, but it is exactly as you would remember it from the previous platforms. So, if you loved them, I did, you will like this game. It's $49.95 major release.
Well, that's at least cheaper than $69.95.
Wii games are always a little cheaper. So that's not really great. Oh, the first game we have up for this week is going to be the Xenoblade Chronicles.
Is that like Xenosaga and Xenogears and...
Yes, exactly.
Xenophobia?
It is the next game in that world, and it's going to be on the Wii. $49.95 major release. Going to be at all the retail outlets. It's going to get that nice blend of sci-fi and fantasy, which I love, into the game on the Wii.
Does it have Motion Plus?
It has Wii Chuck.
Wii Chuck. How much Wii would a Wii Chuck chuck if a Wii Chuck could chuck Wii?
So, I mean, the game was great. So, for all you people who love the Xeno world.
Same story, same characters.
No, different.
Same plot.
Different. But, yeah, essentially, yeah, yes.
Is Cosmos in this one?
You're probably going to fly a spaceship as your base, and you're going to have your mechs.
But there's no long German subtitle for this game?
Ooh, good point. No.
Whoa.
Up next for the 3DS, we have Colors 3D on the eShop. Now, this is a downloadable application more than a game that for $6.99, where basically all you do is, for you guys who use like the tablet stuff they have out now, the UDraw tablets, this is like a tablet, a game that on the 3DS that lets you draw and color and paint. It's a little more professional grade than like for kids. So if you guys want to turn your 3DS into a tool for drawing or sketching, this will be.
Can you draw in 3D?
I don't know if it has. Well, obviously it must because it's a 3D title. So.
Oh, it is called Colors 3D. In fact, isn't
yeah,
it?
I guess maybe when you're done, you can output it as a 3D.
So I can draw socially inappropriate pictures in full 3D.
It looked really like. Well, obviously it would have to be basic kind of for the 3DS, but it didn't look like amazing. But if you just like to like draw, I think my daughter would appreciate this, just to be able to scribble things in color. I've always been looking for a game like that, like a simple kids coloring book, basically, because that's all she likes to do. So there it is, $6-7. You know, maybe you'll keep your kids entertained. I don't know. Up next for the PC, we have Confrontation. I had to make sure
Are you sure about that?
I had to make sure that was the word I was reading. It is a strategy game, and it's a real-time strategy game with some classic role-playing elements in it. It is.
What do you mean classic role-playing elements?
The same, you know, kind of like
you roll dice.
Armor. You got the armor. You got update your equipment. You know, you're gonna fight the enemies, get the experience and the gold. That's the classic. But it's set into a strategy, like a turn-based game, similar to like maybe like the Silver Star stories. You remember those?
Oh yeah, okay.
So like a Lunar, that kind of thing. Up next for PC, we got IGT Slots Diamond Galaxy. It's just another one of these dumb compilations of
I
slot
love
machines.
slot machine games on the PC.
Well, great. Your next batch is up. You know what's weird about this one is it actually includes a bunch of like sub games. I saw some bowling, which made no sense. Maybe it was like a sub game into the.
Well, there are some, you know,
it
slot
might be a
machines where you
progressive.
get the
Yeah, it might be a
bonus
progressive
game.
slot machine games now. I don't know. There it is. Up next for the DS and the Wii, we have Titanic Mystery, which is just another one of those Titanic Mystery games that they've already had previously out. It's just another one in the series. So if you like the puzzle, strategy, you know, action style games.
I love the subgenre of mystery games set on sunken ships.
Oh, there you go.
You know,
this game's for you.
I mean, the Arizona.
This is actually kind of a weak release. I'm just saying. But there you go. Up next, we got kind of a cool thing here. On the PC and 360, they're releasing a double pack of Fallout 3 and Oblivion in a you know, double pack now.
If you haven't bought the game yet,
or if you love those games and you just want them again, there you go.
and see, like you were talking earlier about, was it Fable 3? Like, I have Fallout 3, never played it. So if I had waited until now, I could have bought the double pack, which is probably the same price as what I paid.
Yeah, you know, actually, I couldn't find the price, but I'm sure it's like $30, which is the standard price for this kind of games. That is about the price you would pay for Oblivion on its own. So if you like Oblivion and you're like, yeah, I want kind of something different too, there you go. 2 games, 1 price. 2 games will enter, 1 game will steal your heart. So there it is. Let's see. Up next for the PS3, we have Pro Angler Moves, fishing game.
Yes.
Boring.
Yes.
Oh, and another good one for the 360. We're getting Kinect Star Wars for
$49.95.
There you go. You're going to be able to play Star Wars using.
But again, Kinect.
Yeah, I mean, this is a gimmick game, basically.
I mean, it's going to be fun for about 45 minutes the first day you get it, and then you won't play it for a couple days, and you play it for a half hour, and then a couple days later you play it for like 10 minutes, and then every month you'll plug it in for 5 minutes, do some lightsaber battles, and then be done with it.
Yeah, I mean, for kids this is great because everybody's in Star Wars right now. But if you're a Star Wars fan, you're probably gonna buy it just because it's another Star Wars thing. But it looks like this game is probably gonna be very weak, and it's it's a Kinect game, so you can only do so much with that. It's fun for a while, but it's gonna you're not gonna play this thing forever. Okay, let's just say that. Up next for the PS3 and the 360, you're getting a HD collection, this time Devil May Cry. So you're getting Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3 remastered in HD graphics with additional game bonus footage and content.
Wow.
What that exactly is, I don't know. It wouldn't tell me. There's very little information on it.
It wouldn't tell me.
But right there on the box, it says additional game footage,
hey, Devil May
exclusive
Cry.
bonus content.
Hey, Devil May Cry, what's your bonus content? Huh? Devil May Cry, tell me your bonus content.
So maybe
you're not going to tell me?
Maybe they redid the endings.
Say hi to your mother for me.
Maybe they added a multiplayer or something. I don't know. Who knows? But you're getting that pack, $40. $40. 3 games, $40. Old games, whatever. Basically now the last game, because this is it for this week, is a PC game called Blacklight Retribution, and it is, guess what, a shooter game. It is set into a futuristic urban setting, and it's very similar to Fear, if you guys remember Fear, but without the horror elements. But the gameplay, the way it looked, and the movement of the AI characters, I thought Fear stepped the AI up a couple notches because they were actually dodging and running and ducking and jumping like people.
It wasn't just like the guys hiding and then popping up, or the guys that just run at you.
Like they were seriously dodging your stuff like somebody would if you were playing them online. They would jump around and duck behind stuff, and they were actually getting funny about it. They weren't just you could tell the AI on some of these games is very dumb and basic. Fear, when I very first played it on the PC, I was more impressed by the way that the AI reacted to you than any game before then, because they were seriously trying to dodge you, and it was totally unpredictable what they were going to do. You couldn't you couldn't figure out, if I do this, he's going to do that. It was it absolutely felt like there were other people playing the AI in the game, specifically for you, because it was very hard to kill those guys, and they were irritating me and making me mad. And
you didn't want to play anymore?
To the point where I'm like, stop cheating, you can't jump. You know what I mean? So this is that kind of a style as far as the shooting and the type of characters you're going to be battling, but no horror elements in the game, so don't go there. And that is it.
That's not a huge list.
Well, I mean, last week we had about 80, 90 games, so this time you're only getting 10.
So it's a much cheaper week for all of you people that have to buy every single game that comes out.
And no April Fools. These are seriously the games you're getting this week. So, cry me a river. Go play something free online. Go to Yahoo and type in dumbgamesnooneherdof.com.
.tumblr.com.
And play his games.
.blogspot. It's my blogspot blog. Alright, well, we've only got one question for the fan corner, so we'll discuss it here at this point in the show instead of going to commercial and coming back, because there's no point.
Whatever.
So this is from SpiderFan05, who's written in before, and he says, DiRT and Killen, hey.
Hey.
2 questions. Lord Killen, what's your take on the news about Michael Bay's Ninja Turtles?
Hated it. No, look, this dude's an idiot. He should not talk anymore. He should have a guy that talks for him and says something that people will like, because all he does is open his mouth, and maybe that's the whole point of him talking, is to create such a hype behind his movies that everybody wants to see it, to see if he screwed up. And that is why everybody thinks he's so popular, not because he does an amazing job. She does all right. I'm not gonna lie. They're okay, but by him creating such hatred amongst the fans, you guaranteed, you're gonna see it. no matter how mad you are at the fact that things he's changing, you know damn well you're going to go out and buy a ticket to watch it just so you can complain about it.
So how big of a train wreck it is?
So, you know, maybe he's smart by causing all this drama and bringing so much attention to the project he's working on because it benefits him over anybody else. So for all you people out there crying and getting upset and getting mad and going, you know, he's going to ruin this, he probably will. But guess what? You're supporting it and help perpetuating his future and creating and destroying future properties of ours. So if you really want to make him mad, don't talk about it. Because I'm sure that hurts him more than us talking about it.
Fair enough. Makes sense, actually.
Actually, I don't care. Whatever. The movie's going to be great. It's been so long since the Turtle movie came out. I'm sure it's going to be fine. It's not going to be like it was back in the day. We got to let that go. It's not going to be like that anymore.
You shut your mouth.
Just let it go.
Shut your mouth.
Try something new.
I'm starting a new online petition. All right. Next up. He says, Dirt, I've seen Comic Book Men and I like it. I think it's okay. With that in mind, I was thinking, why not do a show similar to it for PCN? You should show footage of what goes on in the Pop Culture Network store, or have random comic book trivia show up from time to time, or just have some kind of discussion. Pop Culture Men. Think about it.
You know, I actually wanted to do this do that idea.
Yeah, we've talked about it actually for a couple years.
We have a lot of issues with it.
First, we had the idea of doing this like webisodes, like little 5-minute like sketches, basically. And then we had an idea of doing it as like a sitcom on the PCN, basically an ongoing show. Then we had the idea of doing it like a reality show, and we were actually kind of talking to people about trying to get something like that produced for a while, and it didn't really work out. But that was the idea, for a while. The big problem has just been time. Like, someone's got to film it, someone's got to edit it, and it can't be any of us who are in it.
Right.
And that kind of creates the problem there because we do all of our stuff. The reason why we do a lot of these shows, It Figures, Video Game Losers, Comaholics, that are, as I say, the audio-centric type shows is because they don't take a lot of camera work and they don't take a lot of editing because we don't have the time. Because we're doing this part of it.
So, basically, if you want us to produce this type of shows, we need some camera people, some audio people, and then we need people to actually edit it out and put it together.
So if you want to move here and do it, by all means. I mean, if there are any film students, looking for a project to do, call us, talk to us, we'll try to figure it out. But, there's the original idea of doing the webisodes that we had talked about was just because there's so much crazy stuff that does happen here on a regular basis.
Way more entertaining than the Comic Book Men.
And it's stuff, and it's like every day. It's like every day there's just random weird people who come in for no reason, ask the weirdest questions, try to buy or sell or trade the most ridiculous things.
And for all you people that actually work in retail, you know this. You know that people are insane when they walk through these doors. The most insane possible problem where you're like, there's no way people can be this dumb. Yeah, they are. They are, and they come in every day. And what's funny about it is we, being an independently owned store, we don't have to put up with it. Like, we don't have to be happy that they're in the store. Oftentimes people will come to the store and I get irritated that they're in the store because I'm trying to do something in the back or I have to do this, and I'm like, I'm sitting here, and it's funny because my wife, whatever, was here earlier, and we were sitting talking, and somebody walked in the door, and I was like, God, really? And she's like, do you say that every time somebody walks in the door? I'm like, yeah, kind of.
Pretty much. But yeah, there are people that come in. There was like this little kid. I don't know. He was 11 maybe. Was looking at the computer games.
No. He was a teenager.
Was he 14? You think?
No, like 17, 18.
You think he was that old?
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
absolutely.
Tell him about the game that he found.
Okay, so, and this guy's actually linked to a bunch of stories, but I'll just say this: he was an older teen, and he would come in and just ask the most random things that you'd be like, are you serious?
See, I only remember the one time he came in.
But he was absolutely serious. Every time he came in, he was absolutely serious about these questions, and I looked at him like, dude, man, where were you raised? Anyways, he comes in, and of course, this was a couple years ago, and we had a door facing the opposite way. As soon as you come in, immediately to your right were computer games that you could buy. And there was a game sitting like as a display piece that was like a kid's virtual pet. You know, you get a dog and you take care of it game.
It's called Fetch.
Right. But there was like a happy, like a golden retriever with a big old smile on his face sitting there, and he looked at it and he goes, "Oh, that's a scary dog." and then I think it was me and Duvall that were in here at the time, and we looked at each other and we looked back at the guy and we're like, "What? Did he just say that?" And we're like, "Okay, he's just messing with us." And then of course, you know, on PC games they say PC, so you know what kind of type of game it is, and it'll have what type of media, if it's on DVD or CD. And this one was actually on a CD, so it said PC CD on the box. And he looked at it, he goes, "Oh, it says PC CD, so that means you can only listen to it." And I'm like, what? So he thought because it said CD, it was an audio disc game.
About a dog.
That was scary.
Because he smiles. So smiling dogs are scary.
This was an image of a dog that was set for like a girl of maybe 8 to 12. Okay? Positive, happy image. That was scary. And additionally, because it said PCCD, you can only listen to it. Okay.
What if...
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Now keep that in mind. Same kid. Comes in like a week later. He walks in the door. He's wearing some like Sony Walkman from like the 90s, right? He comes in. He looks at us and he goes... Well, he didn't necessarily look at us, but he said it under his breath, but loud enough so we can hear it. He goes, "Y'all buy shoes?" And we looked at Duvall again was here, and we looked at each other and I said to him, "Did he just ask us if we bought shoes?" And so Duvall goes, "Did you say we bought shoes?" And he's like, "Huh?" As if we just made that up. Like he was going to sell us the shoes he was wearing.
Well, you don't know that. Maybe he shoved the guy out in the parking lot.
No, because that's all he had, and he was looking for money, and it was just like, dude, this is a game store. What do you mean? We sell comic books, we sell toys, we sell video games, movies. No shoes.
Well, maybe you need to enter the shoe market, the used shoe market.
So this kid, and he came in several times and did similar type of ridiculous things and completely serious. I mean, it got to a point where like this kid has got to be thinking he's funny and coming in here with like a spy cam and screwing with us. But no, serious. And then one day, boom, gone. Never again.
Came back. Yeah.
Never again.
I remember one time Pixel Dan and I were working in here, and this guy comes in. Well, actually, wait. I guess I better back up a little bit and preface the story.
Oh.
Killen was online on eBay, I think it was eBay one time, and he was looking at lots of DVD movies, where you buy a big box of DVD movies for whatever in the store, and he found one of X-Rated Entertainment. And he was like, "Oh, I can get a whole bunch of these movies at this really cheap price." So he figured, why not? Well,
yeah, like a dollar, 90 cents a movie.
Yeah, something like that.
Brand new movies.
So he buys this huge lot of them, and there's like, I don't know, 40 of them in there. Marks them at $9.95 a piece, and we set them, back. And it's one of those things where if someone asked, we would pull it out and show it to them, and they could, flip through it. But they weren't sitting out anywhere. They weren't advertised. No one really knew they were here. So one day, Pixel Dan and I are in here working, and this guy walks over to Dan. He like opens the door and walks right up to Dan and goes, "I'm here for the music. Where's the music?" And Dan's like, "Well, the CDs are back around there." And so the guy walks off, and we look at each other like, "Wow, that guy's really gung-ho for music, I guess." So then after about, 15 seconds, he comes walking back around. He goes, "Do you guys have any adult movies?" And we're like, yeah, we've got this box back here." So we pull out the box, and he kind of looks at him, and he pulls out a couple, and he goes, "All right, I'll take them." Like these two sitting on top? No, the whole box. So he paid $400 plus tax for this box of adult movies. And we're like, do you want these in bags or something? "No, I'll just take the box. I mean, I'm just going home." And we're like, "Yeah, I guess so. I guess you are. You're not going anywhere else for quite a while." So
I after hearing that sell and coming into that, obviously that lot of money, I'm like, I'm buying some more lots. And so I bought a couple more lots. Never came back.
And then never came back. And
I'm still waiting for that guy to come and buy the other lots I bought. And
where's the music? I'm here for the music.
So when that man comes for some more music, I got him covered. So God, I love that story. I wish it happened every day. Kind of sad that he hasn't been back. But yeah, and there's stuff like that. And then, of course, you know, we've had like the occasional crackhead come in here.
Well, and then there are regular weirdos that come in, like Junior, who comes in. Junior is... Okay, the thing about Junior is he is disabled. But the thing is, Junior knows he's disabled and he doesn't care.
And disabled we mean like mentally.
Mentally. Like, he understands that there's something not right with him, but as far as he's concerned, that's what makes him so awesome. So he will come in and he will use it for full comedic effect. And he'll, like, there are some days when he comes in and he will just, like, use the wrong names on people. Or he'll start talking about, like, Hulk Hogan as if Hulk Hogan's, you know, legitimate athlete. You know, things like that. And then there are other days where he'll come in and his mom will be like, Junior, we gotta get going. And he'll just start swearing at her. like the dirtiest sailor talk you can imagine to his own mother. And it's just the most entertaining thing, really, that you can think about.
Oh yeah, come in, he'll nickname us, and then he'll like, where's that bald-headed, you know, SOB at? You know, it's like, what? Yeah,
he'll walk in and there'll be like 10 children. You know, like a nice family. You know, will be here with a bunch of kids. You know, nice-mannered kids. The kids are respectful. They don't, you know, not really touching things, looking at things. You know, what you'd expect from a nice family. And he'll bust open the door and he'll look around and see all the little kids and be like, where's that mother effer at? You know, and not say effer, if you understand what I'm saying. And if anybody gets mad, he can just kind of look at him and be like, I'm not right in the head. You know, and he knows that that's his excuse.
My favorite story is the day he came in here and he was talking to me. And he's like, he's talking about how he was at the asylum and was held overnight, or was held for X amount of days. And they're like, yeah, they let me out of the crazy house. I'm like, they just let you out? And he goes, yeah. I was like, are you better? And he's like, I guess so. Like
he didn't know.
Yeah,
I guess I'm fine.
I was there for a couple days and now I'm good, and you know, stuff like that.
I like the time he stole your keys.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a store keys right on a keychain, and it has like my house keys, my car keys, all the keys to everything I own in the store, and
plus it has a flash drive. Which has backups of like all the important invoices and people who have store credit and like all that kind of stuff.
So I'm trying to leave one day, and I'm like, where's my keys? I need to go and, you know, got to lock the store up and get in my car and go home. Couldn't find the keys. So, you know, after searching, I'm like, man, I must have lost them somewhere. So I went, and of course I had backups, and I was using backups for like a week, and I've been like racking my brain trying to find my store keys. I'm like,
one like your car keys, like one of those $200 keys because it's got the microchip in it.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, I'm going to have to spend all this money to replace my keys, you know, and then randomly out of the blue, one day when I'm pulling in about a week later, his mom comes up to me and waiting in a lot like somebody died. I'm like, what happened here? You know, like.
Oh, and Junior was here. His dad was here. His mom was here.
And he came up to me, and you know what? I thought for sure he took the keys too. After a while, I was trying to play back who was in the store, because obviously somebody in the store took them. I was like, man, it must have been him. And sure enough, a week later, here comes his family come up to me going, and they hand the keys to me, and they're like, you can't be mad. You can't be mad. I'm like, oh my God, my keys. I'm like, I'm happy. There they are. You know, I was like, man, I don't have to pay this money to replace them, and now I have my keys back. And they're like, he thought they were his, and he just took them. And like, I guess they thought I was going to, like, freak out and flip out. But I was like, no, I'm just happy to have my keys back.
And they used the thing, too, where they were like, well, you can't get too mad because he's not all right in the head. And I'm like, yeah, we know that. He's told us that. Several times.
And I'm like, I don't even care. I just want my keys back. You know, I'm happy to have them back. Whatever. I know it's Junior. I know. I get it. He's crazy.
But I mean, and that's the type of stuff that happens here on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. You know. So like I said, we've thought about a comic book, webisodes, sitcom, reality TV show. I mean, all of those things have gone through our minds. We've thought about it, and we've, you know, talked to different people about doing stuff like that. But what the main thing comes down to is that We kind of want to do it ourselves if we can, but it's not going to happen because we need camera people and video editors because we just don't have the time to do it ourselves. Unless you want us to cancel all of our other shows. So you want to get rid of this show, you want to get rid of it figures.
With that in mind, let me just say this: I'm more than happy to let you come in here and film us and put together something. You would be amazed what would happen in a week's time here. So.
Sell a lot of music.
It's up, and the crazy customers that come in here and the random, just us harassing each other day to day. It's way more entertaining than the comic book, man. Let me just tell you that. I watched this show and I try to compare our store versus their store, and I'm like, their stuff's just not funny. I guess it's more like knowledge in case you cared about comics, like the information about them. But here you would just get straight up make you laugh.
Well, and like people who come in and they go, "Do you guys have like Transformers?" And we go, "Yeah." And they go, "Are these originals?" Well, they're not bootlegs. What do you like? You mean? I don't understand what you mean. Well, like, are these the ones that came out when we were kids? Okay, well, they say, Dark of the Moon, that's the new movie, so, I mean, they're not the ones that came out when you were a kid. But they change, right? Well, yeah, they change. Because it's like a robot and then it becomes a car? Yeah, so these are the originals. I guess so. I guess so, buddy. These are the originals.
My favorite one is when people come in here and they look at the games and they don't even touch them. They're like, "So how much are they?" I'm like, "How much is what?"
How much are your games?
I'm like, they have price tags on them, man. Look! Big fluorescent price tags right on the front of them. Couldn't be more obvious if you...
Can you spot the price tag on this cartridge? I bet you can.
I mean, are we the one price store? Is this the 99-cent store? I mean, come on. So yeah, and that every day. And it got to the point where I'm like, I'm not being nice to anybody anymore. Like, I will be, if they're cool, I'm cool. They want to come and talk about random stuff and like, "Yeah, this is great, I love your store," and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool, great. If you want to come here and act like retarded, or
swindle.
Or more importantly, if you want to come in here and like
complain about prices,
get loud with us, or try to rip us off, like, because people do. I mean, obviously, these people shop at Walmart and places like that where you can totally screw the system. That don't play here, and people try to pass that off in here by coming in and trying to exchange stuff or return things that they just don't want. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
I bought this comic and I read it, but it wasn't really the one I was thinking of. I just want to trade it for a different one. No.
Yeah.
I mean, you read it. That's the point of buying the comic.
It's $4, man. Come on.
You got your entertainment from it.
Don't freak out. So, yeah.
Buy a different one.
People will buy a bunch of game systems, and obviously it's clearly that they just wanted to play it through the weekend, and then they just wanted to be able to return it. And like, I'm like, we don't rent games here. You bought it. It's
or they come back with the system and they go, "Oh, this didn't work." And we go, "Oh, really?" And then we plug it in and it works fine. They're like, "I don't know. I don't understand. It didn't work on our TV."
And I like go, "Don't worry, I got another copy. Take this copy."
Yeah, that's the one that gets them.
That makes them
this
mad.
Game didn't play right. Okay, we'll swap it for this copy of the game. Oh,
like they expect that was their only copy.
Well, can I trade it for a different game? Well, yeah, we'll see what the trade-in value is. Well, no, I paid $8 for it. Can I just pick out a different $8 game?
No. Or the people who clearly have never traded anything before. I paid $10 for this, so can I get traded in for $10? No. How would we survive if we did that?
I bought this game for $59.95 in 2003. How come you're only going to give me $4 for it?
Yeah, or it's brand new. What do you mean it's brand new? We only played it a few times. Brand new. I was like, no, that's not brand new. And it was brand new 8 years ago. You're right.
I only played it like once, so it's,
I was like,
it's brand new.
I'm like, oh, you mean brand new to you? Is what I'll say to people. Like, it's new to you, right? Like, you just played it for the first time a couple days ago.
Yep.
It's not new.
Yep.
Oh, they're in great condition. No, they're scratched up.
Oh, they still play fine. I'm like, well, yeah, but the front of it looks like someone took a sneeze on it and then tried to clean it off with a Brillo pad. Well, yeah, but it still plays fine. But who's going to want to buy that? You know what I mean? And people will trade in movies, and you open the movie case, and there'd be, like, dead roach legs, and things like that. Or they bring in a computer, and they're like, I don't know, there's something wrong with the computer, so you turn it on, and, like, dust balls start flying out of the fan holes as soon as it turns on.
Yeah, because we also service computers and video game systems here, too. So we get those crazies on top of the actual retail sales. So, yeah, very interesting place and a lot of good entertainment for you, I'm sure. But unless we can figure a way to film it and edit it, I don't see how it's going to happen with just our short staff. As you can tell, we're kind of dwindling in numbers right now. So, if you want to be able to see these kind of content, and I would love to see it myself because it cracks me up just thinking about it on a day-to-day basis, feel free to drop us a line and let's see if we can work something out.
So if you want to contact us, feel free to call our 24-hour voicemail line. It's area code 217-953-4025. Or you can send an email to killen@popculturenetwork.com or dirt@popculturenetwork.com. But the best way is to come to popculturenetwork.com. Join the forums and join in the discussion with all the other pop culture fans in the Pop Culture Network forums at popculturenetwork.com. You can leave private messages to each other. And you can also link YouTube videos. You can talk about, we've got sections for toys, we got sections for video games, we got sections for comics, we got sections for TV, we got sections for movies, we got sections for music, we got sections for general technology topics of random stuff that you think is cool. We've got a trading area, we got a feedback area, and on top of all that, you can go to shoppcn.com and buy some wonderful products that will be packed and shipped by Lord Killen himself straight to your home.
On a daily basis.
That's right. So if you want to buy a copy of Mad Magazine and have us draw little like Mexican twirly mustaches on everybody, we'll do that with a Sharpie.
Mexican?
Take us a little half hour to do it, and we'll do it. We'll be more than happy to, if that's what you want. So feel free to stop by shoppcn.com, pick up some products.
And for all you people in the Chicagoland area, please note, we will be attending the C2E2 conference. Go to c2e2.com for information, but it will be this April 15th, 16th, and 17th. Is that right?
I think so.
Anyways, c2e2.com, where it is a comic and entertainment expo held in the McCormick Place. Is that right?
I don't know.
Whatever. In Chicago, big convention center out there. And we will be there all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So if you want to see DiRT or myself, Killen, we got intern Rick going. We have Scotty Cash going. We have
Apocalypse from Comaholics.
Will be there, and of course Ryan Porter
from the Comics Corner
will be there as well, and then some who knows who else, but
and because Apocalypse and myself will be there, a good portion of that time will be inebriated, which is usually a good time. It's one of those nights where you bring an extra pair of underpants and you don't carry your wallet just in case. Those are good times.
If you're going to the C2E2, drop us a line and let us know, and maybe we can meet up at some point and hang out with you guys, or you can come and follow us around and be entertained, because we will be doing, especially this guy Cash, he'll be breaking something.
Also, if you're going to be exhibiting at C2E2, if you're going to have a booth at Artist Alley, or you're going to have a booth set up, you're going to be showing off your toy sculpts or your artwork or your independent comic book or anything like that, then let us know. We'll love to stop by and interview you, have a little chat, and then maybe you can join us for beers later on.
Maybe. If you're cool.
Yeah, but if you're not cool, I mean...
Then you got...
Yeah. I mean, we have standards.
You gotta be so tall to ride.
Exactly. That's what she said.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. That's going to do it for this week. We'll see you next time here on the Video Game Losers.